Take one of our Vada in there, give it a little squish down. Oh, look at that. A few of those bits on there, look. And a couple of green chilies. And there you have it. Mumbai's classic mashed potato sandwich, our Vada Pav. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Rick. Today, Vada Pav, one of the most iconic sandwiches eaten at least 1 million times a day. We're going to make it. We're going to make Vada Pav. What we're going to do before we get on to making the mashed potato filling, we're going to make the 3 chutneys that actually go with this. On here I have fresh mint leaves, fresh coriander, grated ginger, I've got a chili and some lemon. We'll add a little bit of salt, a little bit of water, and we're going to blend it. That will be the first one. Come on. So you want some mint leaves in a blender. We've got quite a lot of stuff going on here. We might have to blend this, because it's a little blender, in 2 goes. In there, fresh ginger grated. In there, a chili. And we want about a tablespoon of lemon juice in there. So we'll have that. In we go. That's about a tablespoon. And we're going to put some coriander in there. Like I say, we've got quite a lot here. We probably have to blend this in 2 goes, but not to worry. Stuff that in there. A little bit of water. Give it a blend. And then add some more coriander. Come on. It's not that hard, is it? Come on, it don't get much easier than this, does it? In there. The rest of that coriander. And this is what is called a green chutney. Why? Because it's green. I'll have a little bit more of that. In there. Oh, look at that. There's our green chutney. Tamarind chutney. Buy some tamarind or buy it in a bottle already squeezed. If you get the tamarind like this, you make your own pulp. In a little bit of boiling water, let it soften up, squeeze out the seeds, take off the woody bits, all the stringy bits, and give it a squeeze and you have tamarind pulp. It's in there with some water, jaggery or coconut sugar, palm sugar, whatever you want to use, brown sugar, it doesn't matter. Our tamarind pulp in there. Want a little bit of salt, a little tad of salt in there. Now I'm using cumin powder, and you can use cumin seeds. You can roast them on a pan and grind them and use the powder. I've got straightforward roasted powder in here. We want about that much. And I'm using ginger powder in there. Want a little flame on, and we want to get that cooked in there, brought in together. So just get it in, the sugar will melt. Reasonably low flame. So we're just going to cook that off for about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes actually, and we should have a nice chutney. So just keep giving it a stir so it doesn't stick on the bottom. Nice little steady one. Okay, when you've had about 8 minutes, you're going to get this type of consistency. Okay, this is red hot. You can see it is just clinging to the back of the spoon. Nice and easy. Turn that off. That is chutney number 2. That is our type. It wants to be pourable. Okay, not a thick paste, pourable. And that is going to cool. So, we want another bowl. And we want that in there. Of course we do. So we have 2 of the famous chutneys. Now let's make the third. So this is a garlic chutney. Now this is desiccated coconut, and we're going to give it a little bit of a dry roast. So a little flame on, you don't have to rush this. Now the garlic that we're going to put in here, you could actually smash and dry roast in here as well for a more mild flavour. So we don't want to burn this, nice and steady. Now if you had fresh coconut, I'm lucky I can get fresh coconut. But we're going to use the dry desiccated so everybody can make this. So nice little toasting on here. That will do. Right, we need that to be cooling down, so get it into a bowl and let it cool down. It's going to go in a blender and we don't want it hot. So there you go, toasted coconut. When it's come down to just warm, that will do. In there. Okay, in there. Garlic. Oh, one got away, not now. Little bit of salt. And we want some chili powder in there. Go for the Kashmiri if you can. Set up your blender. And blend. Bring in your bowl. And that is our garlic chutney. Okay, we want to be putting our batter together. This is chickpea flour, besan flour. Now we want to hit that up with just a little bit of turmeric. Give us a nice little yellow colour when it cooks. A little bit of salt in there. Just give that a little one of those. I'm going to chuck some water in here. And we're going to make a batter. So in there with some water, oh, about that much to start off with. Might need to add some more. Bring it in. A little bit more. Now this wants to be a thick, pourable batter. That's too thick. A little bit more in there. And don't forget, if you go too far with the water, you just add a bit more flour back in, you know. So we've used about half a cup, nearly 3/4 of a cup of water in there. That'll do it, one side. Right, our mashed potatoes. Mash your potatoes, take the skins off, whatever, and put them in cold water, bring them up to a boil. Boil your potatoes, mash them. Mash them dry, no butter, no milk. You want mashed potato, and we want the mashed potato cold for this recipe. So that's my mashed potatoes ready to go. Get yourself a pan, little bit of oil in there. Okay, in there, mustard seeds, a nice little sizzle on there. In there, some curry leaves. Don't have to have the flame too high after you've popped your mustard seeds. In there, fresh ginger. In there, your chilies. Nice little one of these in there. We just cook out that rawness of that ginger and those chilies. Now it doesn't take long. A little bit of turmeric. Okay, flame off. Mashed potatoes in there. Now you can just mix it all in a bowl if you want, but you know, there's a little bit of oily goodness in the bottom of here, which will go into these mashed potatoes. So, a nice little stir around with all that in there, and that'll clean out the pan, won't it? So now you've cleaned out your pan, you can chuck it back in your bowl. Nice bring in. That will do. In there, coriander, and we want a little squirt of lemon. So just give it a little freshen up with a little bit of lemon juice in there. Now don't make the potatoes soggy. Give it a mix in and we're good to go. That is our mashed potato mix. Now just give that a little taste. See if you want to adjust the salt for this. In here. I want a little bit of salt in there. Up to you. Got a little bit of flavour because it's going inside that chickpea batter. So it's steady, come on. It's hands in. And you want to be making these into balls, okay? About like that. Now you need to make these to fit the bread rolls that you are actually using, the Pav. This is the Vada or Wada, it depends how you pronounce it. I'm sure I've butchered it. And the Pav is the bread. Okay, you want enough oil in your pan to deep fry. Heat it up. It wants heating up to about 170 degrees if you've got a thermometer. Okay, when you're getting a little bit of a shimmer on there, take one of your mashed potato balls and get it in that batter. There. Now don't overcrowd the pan. We want a little bit of that in there as well. A little stir around in there. And we want these scraps. We know them as scraps in Yorkshire, but we want those because we actually chuck those in the bread rolls. A nice little cook on there, look. There we have it. Let's have those out of there and carry on. So back in your bowl, here we go again. There we go. Come on, get those out of there. Right, traditionally we fry some chilies. Now be careful because these will splutter. Nice, steady. There you go. That's it, let's get served up. Okay, we're going to take our Pav. And basically it's just a soft bread roll. On there, green chutney, one side. We'll do them all, come on. Some green chutney on there. Tamarind. And you can see how sticky this is, look now. We want the tamarind on this side. Nice and straightforward, come on. On there. On there. And then we want some of that red fiery garlic chili on there. Oh, we're making a mess, but you know, we need to get it on. Just take one of our Wada in there. Give it a little squish down. Oh, look at that. In there. Few of those bits on there, look. Oh yeah. And a couple of green chilies. And there you have it. Mumbai's classic mashed potato sandwich. Our Vada Pav. Come on. We're in. Oh, come on. Pure comfort. That is sensational. Sweet, heat, and you've got that fresh herbs. Oh. You know it's got to be done. There you go, round two. You've got that lovely warming. You've got a sweet sour, and I'll tell you, these crispy batter bits that we know are scraps, just make those. They are sensational. Oh yeah. Delicious. There you go. The most eaten sandwich in the world, over 1 million times a day. Easy to make. Tell your friends how easy it is to make Vada Pav. And if you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video. Oh, sensational.